So at this point, it has been months since we last talked about this upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Some of you may remember that this was supposed to go down back in May of this year, but got postponed after Mike had a medical emergency while flying back home.
It was in July.
Also, yeah.
Oh, that's not that big. I mean, it's a big deal, but you can get past it.
Yeah, I got past it, thank God.
Well, now we are only a couple of days removed from the fight, and we've seen what Mike has to offer, we've seen what Jake is doing, and it's all left to people with mixed opinions. Some people think Mike is going to go in there and turn the clock back to 1985 and knock out the Disney star once and for all.
I would take the pro athlete over the hardworking, big tough guy, YouTuber, businessman who's worked his tail off to be I think a legitimate boxer.
While others think he's just too old and might get embarrassed. I mean, some people are predicting that this is going to be a disaster. And then you have a whole other crowd who thinks this entire thing is about as real as WWE wrestling.
But I have a hard time believing that that fight's not going to be scripted in some way or another. I think that they sign a contract, right? I think that in the contract it says...
Bro, you know what? I am tired. Y'all, the fact that, like, saying it's scripted, that is so disrespectful to a legendary boxer. That is so disrespectful, bro. I'll be mad as fuck. I come back and someone call me out and I'm still moving good still. I'm not the best. I'm not in my prime. But I'm still moving good. And the fact that you have people like this say some crazy weirdo shit, saying it's scripted, that is so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. Okay, I'll give it. WWE, that shit's scripted. I don't think, like, what? Like, bro. And I seen the smack earlier, like, 2 hours ago. He hit Jake Paul so fast. I had to replay because I'm like, damn, that shit was so quick. Bro, stop. Yo, stop playing with Mike Tyson, bro. And you coming from a person that never been around his prime. I was a baby when this motherfucker was. Well, not really. I was in my daddy's sack when he was still in his prime. But damn, I see videos. I don't think them shits are scripted. What the fuck? That is like the most dumbest shit you could say. How it's scripted. Man, what the
Is that Mike Tyson can't knock
This actually released this series a couple of weeks ago that's kind of like a behind the scenes in anticipation.
How is a 50-something-year-old man moving like that? That is scary. Like, what?
For the fight. And apparently this show is top 10 in 80 different countries, according to Jake Paul. Here's a little clip from that series.
Final thing, I presume that Mike Tyson is watching this right now. Is there anything you want to say to him?
Mike, I love you, but this is my sport now. It's an honor to get in the ring with you. I'm so honored you're a legend, but I'm going to take your throne, brother.
It's just so funny that Jake says, this is my sport now.
And you know what's crazy? How was it scripted? Do you really think a legend is going to tarnish his reputation over a fucking TikToker and a Viner? Yeah. Do you really think he's going to lose over a fucking Viner? Vine. Before TikTok was a thing. Do you really think he's gonna let a Vine streamer, YouTuber ass motherfucker whoop his ass? So how is it scripted?
Now, when the only time he ever fought a legitimate boxer within 10 years of his age range, he pretty much got dog walked.
Wow,
you were just talking
crazy.
about your career and how it's grown, and you've said in the past that you want to be taken seriously as a boxer. So, if that is your goal, when can we expect you to start fighting legitimate contending fighters in your given weight class?
I think you're the same dumbass from the other venue.
I am
that same dumbass.
I've got your next opponent here, Jake. This guy's got 2 hips. 2 new hips.
There's a fundamental difference between me and Jake. He's a manufactured killer. Television and paper made him a killer. He's manufactured. I'm a natural born killer.
Damn.
This is the same person that knocked someone out. Less than 10 seconds. We're talking about the same guy that knocked someone out 30-something plus years ago. Under 10 seconds. Stop playing on bro's name, bro. I'm tired of it, bro. I don't know why this should not be a thing, bro. And it's my generation. It's literally some people just need to be swallowed. I'm just gonna say how it is. Some of you niggas need to be swallowed. The shit that y'all be saying out y'all lips is crazy, bro.
Tell me that Mike ain't out here looking like an angry ass shark. And let's just hope and pray on Friday night that this man is smelling some blood in the water. Can you imagine how great this scene would be, how viral the video would go, if Mike can actually land that knockout punch?
This fight is over. Tyson's gunned down yet another opponent, a knockout victory.
He's going to kill him.
I mean, honestly, at this point, especially after the medical emergency, this whole thing has kind of become a lose-lose for Jake. Because if he wins, he beat up this 60-year-old man, and if he loses, he got his ass whooped by someone who's about 30 years out of his prime. Netflix would also release this short trailer in anticipation for the fight.
There's never been a night this big. This is Jake Paul.
This may be it!
Versus Mike Tyson.
We're talking about a professional, y'all. This is the guy that knocked out an NBA legend, Nate Robinson. A little midget Kevin Hart dude. We're talking about a person that knock out celebrities. I'll give him that. We're talking about a stone cold killer. He's like hit off of Dragon Ball Z. He's an assassin.
The fight the world's been waiting for.
I mean, what do you guys think? Does this whole fight set a bad precedent for boxing? Should this just be considered more in the realm of entertainment? I read somewhere that Jake is actually getting paid twice as much as Mike, which is just insane to me considering that Mike is definitely the main draw. Speaking of Mike, here's how he was apparently looking in his last sparring session today. And as you guys can see, Mike looks about as ready to go as he can be. I mean, obviously, the guy is a far cry from his prime, but do I still think that this... I mean, obviously... The guy is a far cry from his prime, but do I still think that this version of him could fuck up about 98% of people out there? Absolutely. I mean, you know this man still has to have the power. Now, the stamina and the speed, that might be a different question.
Yeah.
And while he might not still be doing those intense neck workouts
that he became
so infamous for, this man is obviously still putting in the work when it comes to his training.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Damn, this nigga got no neck.
8, 9, 3, 4, 5.
And it's truly my belief that Mike is taking this fight as serious as he can.
Yep.
Nice left hook.
Oh my gosh. Imagine getting another.
Listen, I'll take any sort of knockout. If Mike has to put him down with the body shot, I'm totally cool with that.
That was good for today. Yeah. I took it. You sure?
Yeah, me
yes.
too.
Yes.
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Fuck with me, it's all
Yes.
right? Let's do this.
You did great.
We're done.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, if one thing is true, I think that training like this and anticipating a big fight in this way has definitely woken up. I think that training like this...
If a nigga doing something like this to his fucking head... Here's my L! Give it to me! Like, bro. I don't wanna... Bro. You know what I'm saying? If someone wants to fight me, respectful, I'll fight. But there's times that, you know, you can accept the fight and you know you're gonna get your ass kicked. This is the type of person I know I'm gonna get my ass kicked. But I'm talking about one punch away, I'm going to the hospital. Might die. On some Houdini shit.
This and anticipating a big fight in this way has definitely woken up some monsters within Mike. And Jake is lucky that he's so old.
Yeah.
Because I think if this fight was around 10 years ago, he might have literally killed Jake Paul in that ring.
Yeah.
Sent him home in the body bag. And then Mike has been dropping some daily motivation on the timeline.
I've been doing this for years. Teenagers, so it's just a form of anticipation.
4, 5, 6, 7.
And that's what I mean. Mike is like re-entering that realm. He's re-entering that zone. This might be his one final chance to show what he can really do even at his pretty old age.
It never goes away, man.
It's a blessing because our generation gets to see the prime, not the prime. He's not in his prime, but to see someone that was in his
Damn,
prime.
he said he was made for this fight.
Years.
This is just a new era with Mike Tyson.
Please, boxing gods, let him fuck Jake Paul up.
Please!
Mike would actually link up with one of his old mentors during his training camp.
This is the strongest I've ever seen you.
Yeah?
Yeah, the strongest I've ever, and I know you since you're 13. I think this impressed the shit out of me. Nothing impresses me. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't lie. I was worried about him traveling here, traveling there, he's not getting... I can sleep now at night.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Just one time for the old guys, Mike. Just fuck Jake up.
How's the best we've seen him yet?
Look how he's fighting! He's almost 60 years old, look! Even his trainer don't want to... Even his trainer don't want to fuck with him. Even the trainer don't want to spar with him. You might as well put Mayweather. It's just... You might as well put Mayweather every legend or any pro boxer to spar with him, bro. Because this is crazy. Even his trainer's like, bro, you got it. I don't want to... No, not today. Look!
And obviously Mike looks really good here, but like we've discussed before, it's always in kind of these short bursts. The visual effects, the cuts, the edits, it can all make it look a little faster than it actually is, so let's see how he looked at his open workout.
He pushes it forward. He's doing his thing. Hold on, T1, talk to me. In Catskill under Customato, he was a prodigy of Customato as well. The last Roy.
I mean, obviously he's not going to be going 100% here, but he looks good. Do I think he's going to be able to last a full fight? We're going to have to see.
Yeah, that's
and
the
here's
only
how
thing.
Jake looked at his open workout. I
look
guess
like
he's
a
running
clown.
around calling himself El Gallo now, so he
clown.
has a taxidermied chicken up on his head. And here I think he's just doing kind of the regular Jake Paul thing, pretty much just trolling. You don't really get much out of this footage because he really doesn't give a shit. I mean, this is almost less than going through the motions. Here's what Mike had to say about his family watching him fight Jake.
Outside of the fans watching and all the eyes on you, I'm sure the most important ones are your family.
To my children, I'm nobody. But that night, they're going to find out their father's very special.
So he's saying my kids never really saw me like that. They know me as the dad, they know me as this guy who used to fight, you know, they've seen all the VHS tapes. But now I'm about to give them some shit that they can watch on Blu-ray. Put his ass on a Disney Plus poster. Jake is obviously going into this fight extremely cocky. He says he's not only going to KO Mike Tyson, but he's then going to fight Canelo.
It's going to be a short night for Mike.
Would Canelo be the next fight, finally? Would that happen?
If he's not a fucking puta.
There's the answer.
Jake Joseph Paul will knock out Mike Tyson Friday, November 15th.
There it is.
In the fucking history books.
I mean, Canelo fighting Jake Paul at this point would be like a coughing baby versus a hydrogen bomb. Now, this was one of the more questionable face-offs I've ever seen. You know, this is the weird shit that people are doing with AI these days. Here, Jake says it's
AI. I was
gonna
about
be the
to say,
biggest moment in
whoa.
boxing history when he puts Mike Tyson down on the canvas.
The biggest moment in all of boxing history when I put this man to sleep.
He dreams a lot. This is not going to come true, young man.
I'm sorry, but the little dangling boxing earring is hilarious. Now, some people have even been alleging that Jake is on steroids due to the complexion of his face. During their face-off, he would also gift Mike Tyson a pigeon. I think this is an allusion to Mike Tyson's Joker origin story, where as a kid he had this pet pigeon, and a bully came up and ripped its head off and threw it in his face.
It's first smack me. You want this? And he ripped the bird's head off, hit me with the bird, threw blood on me. But I just fought, and it's not like I was sensational. I was just flaring away, and I guess I hit him more than he hit me, so I won, I guess.
I got you a gift, Mike.
You want no pigeon?
But I wanted you to have this.
Thank you, Jake. Looks like a low budget pedigree, but
He's really poking the bear. You know when you just like, you fuck with a nigga, right? You just poke, and one day, while you're just doing this, poking like this, your whole fucking finger gets fucking ripped off, and you just like, you panicking and you getting attacked and this game over by a bear. He's gonna get cooked in a couple hours.
I'll feed him to my falcon.
Oh.
So that's food for your falcon?
Yeah.
And during their face-off, it was pretty obvious that Jake knew better than to troll Mike Tyson to his face, the way he did Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren.
Final word? Can I grip them cheeks after this?
I thought that this was crazy as well. At the fight, there's going to be a $2 million owner's package. It features this specially made ringside suite. Other extras include a pre-fight locker visit with Paul and Tyson, a private security detail, and standing on stage during the weigh-in. Yeah, for 2 million smackaroos, I think that I'll pass. I mean, you're sitting right there, but you're still watching the thing on TV. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Why would you have a TV?
I mean, I gotta say, if somebody actually pays $2 million to sit here, it might take the new record for the biggest waste of money I've ever seen. These are apparently the official rules of the fight. Knockouts will be permitted. This will be sanctioned as a pro bout, meaning it will go on both of their records. The fight consists of 8 2-minute rounds. Yeah, I think that maybe Mike's got that. I don't know if I want to see him go into the 8th round. And they are going to be wearing 14-ounce gloves and obviously no headgear. I don't know, like I already said, I do kind of just see this entire situation as a lose-lose for Jake at this point. I want to know what y'all predict is going to happen in this fight down below. I'm obviously hoping that Mike beats the brakes off of Jake, but we're going to have to wait and see. For now, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video.
In a couple hours. And I'm uploading this shit as soon as I get done with stream. This boy gonna die.